That helps me.
Alright, this week on Amateur Brews, we will be looking at the Destihl Brewing Wild Sour series from Normal, Illinois.
If you like the content, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon below. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Amateur Brews. The link is in the description below.
For both.
For both of them, yes.
Yes. Alright, so which one do we start on? You want to do Flanders Red, the Lynbrook?
I think we just start back and go forward.
Alright, so here goes a nothing.
Here's a goes a nothing.
Here goes a nothing.
So this is Here's Goes a Nothing, the Wild Sour series.
It's a Goza ale brewed with coriander and sea salt, which you know more what coriander tastes like than I do because you were a, were you a cook or what were you in?
I was a cook.
So
I also took culinary too.
Oh, there's that.
So
No head.
no head, which I'm fine with. I haven't had. I don't think I've seen a cider sour with a head yet.
When we get to the Lynbrook, it will probably have a head to it because of the specific style.
Yeah, this style too.
All right.
No. Drinking at the end.
Yep. All right. So the nose,
I mean, I could smell it as I was pouring it.
kind of skunky.
Yeah, it does have.
It's
Hmm.
It's a distinctively not sour like sour candy, but sour like something that's gone wrong. But it is sour.
Yep.
I get the salt.
I get the salt.
I get this taste at the back though. It's like the back of the throat kind of taste, and I don't know quite what it is. It might be. Well, what does coriander taste like? I don't know what coriander tastes like.
Wait, can I describe what coriander tastes like? Well, I suppose it says the balanced spicy character and a mineral mouthfeel. Sea salt.
I do get.
I do get
A mineral.
Yeah, literally some.
But that is one thing I do like about sours is they tend to have almost an indescribable flavor because of how they brew things, and specifically with gozas because gozas are just kind of gozas to me are kind of weird. I like it. It's not bad. It's a lot heavier than I expected it to be, though.
Man, it is rocking
5.2%. And 12 IBUs.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that they put that.
bitterness, right?
Yeah, IBU stands for International Bitterness Unit. Which, if you don't know what that is, just essentially the lower the IBUs, the less bitter it is. The higher the IBUs, the much more bitter it is. I have seen IPAs up in the 120 IBU range.
Well, it looks like the highest we're getting today is 18
Oh, that's not bad.
with the flounders.
Oh, the Flanders?
Yeah. It's 4, 12, 12, 18.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your initial opinion so far? I like it because I like sours.
Oh, I
and
love sours.
it's got a nice tart fruity, just general fruity flavor with some lime, maybe.
Yeah. Like a light citrus flavor with the tartness. But for me, I love pretty much anything sour.
Oh, yeah.
And then, my favorite candies are really sweet tarts. So this plays like home field advantage for me.
Yeah.
I think the whole category of beers is.
It'll be.
You're going to have
Yeah.
to mix it with something I don't like for me to find one that I don't like.
So, what I like with one of my favorite sours, which is the Sea Quenched Ale from Dogfish Head Brewing Company. I've had this many a times at our favorite bar, the Gumby's Bar, which is also known as the Gum Bar. They have their honey garlic wings with the Sea Quenched Ale is by far one of the best food pairings for any beer I've ever had. Which is some fighting words for some people, but it's good.
Those are some fighting words there, Ruby. Yep. Should we down it?
Chuggability, yes. Chuggable. It helps that it is cold. Got a burp to it.
A mild burp.
Not the biggest burp. Not a Coke burp.
Oh yeah, not like any heavy carbonated burp in there. It's just a nice, good all-around flavor.
So I have a feeling this one's gonna be a little bit a little different. This is the their Syncopathic. It is a dry hopped sour, which makes me feel like it's gonna be more like a pale ale. Looks about the same color. Yeah. Much headier.
Much? There is a head.
Exactly, much headier.
I don't know how you.
In all honesty, you know what this looks like in the glass.
You can't multiply by 0 and get anything more than 0.
True.
No head times, in comparison to this, there is a head, yes. It is greater than.
You know what it looks like, though, with the head on it, though? Just off the
beer?
color. Not even a wheat beer. It just looks like
You failing a drug test?
It looks like a Budweiser.
It looks like you failing.
That's true.
But yeah, no. That is a very stereotypical.
Oh boy.
Beer looking.
Just give it a whiff and tell me what you smell.
Hops.
Yep. That's got some hoppiness to it.
I have a feeling chuggability.
It's gonna be on the low end. And I have a feeling that the liking of this one might not be very high either, because I don't think either one of us are really big IPA fans.
IPAs? No. And that's one of the things we are wanting to do with this. Is like, I haven't found an IPA that I like. I want to find an IPA that I like.
I don't hate Logboats IPAs.
Mm-hmm.
There are some of them. I do kind of like Snapper. It's got a specific likability to it. All right.
You know what? It's not as aggressive as the smell.
No.
Because that hop kind of gets toned down with the sourness. And it, like,
it's a nice balance.
Yeah.
It might be still on a little happier side than what I would have liked.
But like this going from smell to taste.
Big difference.
Pleasantly surprised.
Oh yeah. I know you probably haven't had them, and there is a brewing company that is Sweetwater Brewing Company, which when we were supposed to go to that St. Louis Beer Fest, they were going to have that special release for the I think it was like their OG G13 or something like that, their OG Haze. They like to incorporate hemp flavors into their beer, and this reminds me a lot of the hemp flavor, which is it's almost, you know what? I hate to admit it. It kind of has a grassy taste. I don't know if you ever remember eating grass as a child.
eating
I
grass. I never ate grass, but
I did.
mowed.
So yeah, then you know the flavor of grass.
But there's different directions of learning the flavor of grass. I mowed. I did yard work. I didn't gnaw on it.
I gnawed on it, but that was because I lived. I mean, you've been out to my grandparents' place. You knew. Well, you knew what my grandparents did while I was growing up. They,
You had bees. I had buffalo.
Yeah, you definitely didn't want to eat your grass.
No.
But yeah, that grass tasted like shit.
Like, even after people had buffalo sold that land, it had cow shortly after.
I almost also get a little bit of like black pepper.
Yeah, there's a little spice to it.
I like it more than what I thought I was going to. I don't like it more than the Goza.
No, I can stand on that, but like, yeah, that initial smell was like, whoop. But then going in and actually drinking it, yeah. Going in with an open mind on everything is great.
Oh yeah.
But this was a very pleasant surprise.
This was quite a nice surprise. Not, I don't know. We were going off of drinking by a pool. I don't think I drink it by a saltwater, but I think I drink it by a chlorine pool. Yeah. Definitely an outdoor chlorine pool.
I was just like, because it has a bit of that bite to it. I would almost want to say, I'll enjoy this during the fall.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, a little chill to it. You got a jacket.
I don't think though that it would go well with buffalo wings.
No,
it's too not harsh because it's not a harsh beer by any means. It's actually quite.
Well,
it's pretty, especially for 6%. I just looked at that. We forgot to say that. It's 6% and 12 IBUs. I'm reading the side of it. They say grapefruit, orange, lemon, tangerine, pineapple, hints of pine. I smell the pine more than I taste it. But then a biscuity, cracker,
malt, black beet,
backbeat. Low bitterness and a dry finish. For the dry finish, drier than the Goza, but I've had
I would
beers
say like
that
it's a semi-dry.
Yeah, I've had beers that once you drink them, it's just like all the moisture in your mouth has disappeared, which is not what I personally want out of a beer.
Well, they want you to keep drinking, so.
Yeah, but that's not.
Baby sips for you.
Sorry, guys. I'm the slow drinker. I like to drink stouts. Stouts are better drunk slow.
Whiskey is better drink slow too.
Depends on how your day is gone, really. Because if your day has gone shitty, you don't want to slow drink whiskey.
I don't like taking a shot of whiskey.
I think I'd rather take a shot of whiskey. Depending on the whiskey.
Well, okay, let's be honest here. I'm not buying the whiskeys I'm going to take shots of.
True.
The whiskeys I buy, I sip.
Yeah. Well, I don't tend to buy whiskey. I tend to buy rum.
Rum is great, though.
But Zach, where's all the rum gone?
In my cabinet.
We're on the floor.
Down the hall.
Yeah. Chuggable, but
a little more gassy.
I'd say a lot more gassy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm lining mine up like this.
I'm just
because we had the mix up on our dark beers with my Momo glass. But then again, we were also pouring.
All
right.
Have it.
Yeah.
Next up, Lynbrook.
It's a Berliner style Weiss beer with raspberries.
It is 4.2% with a 4 IBU.
So this should be by far the lightest one that we have.
I'm hoping a nice sweetness to it. Let's see on the color. Ooh, there we go. We got a nice red hint of the raspberry.
Yeah, that's good. I wouldn't call it red.
I was talking about like the
Grapefruit.
Yeah, okay, like a grape, a ruby. There we go.
Yeah, ruby grapefruit for sure. All right.
That is a very ruby.
So I think my prediction is we're gonna get some raspberry on the nose. We might get a little bit of funk, and we're gonna get some sweet.
I like sweet and sour.
It does kind of look like sweet and sour sauce.
Nah.
A dark sweet and sour sauce.
No. It's no. It's a light sweet and sour sauce. I like that. I like a nice sweet and sour sauce, like a nice red sweet and sour sauce. But I'm not a big sweet and sour sauce fan.
I don't like sweet and sour chicken either.
I'd rather just go with like a sweet chili.
So definitely raspberry on the nose. Like almost like fresh raspberries. Really, if you got fresh raspberries, that's what it smells like. A lot smoother. A little bit of funk. And not a whole lot else.
It's delicious.
Eh.
I'm a big fan of raspberries.
I like raspberries, but the raspberries just aren't there.
I'm getting a nice.
I don't get.
I'm not getting any like sour though.
I get some. I get a little bit back in there. Take like a big gulp. Not like a huge gulp, but just a gulp. There's some sour there.
Barely.
I don't know that I like this one all that much. Or as much.
This one's definitely a nice light drink.
Oh yeah. It is summer by the pool.
It is.
Or on the lake or river. Or it's an all around drinkable.
By the mud hole. Out back.
Well, not everybody's from the Midwest, Zach. They don't know what mud hole is.
Holding around with mud in it.
Yeah,
it's in the description of the name.
When you say mud hole, that's also where we take a little bit of a difference because I start thinking mudding.
Well,
that's a mud hole.
Well, that's more like a mud field. For the Midwest.
Yeah. Party on Saturday night.
Work on Sunday because you gotta fucking get your vehicle out of the mud.
Or you gotta bug bales. This would be good. This would be, of the three so far, the best one for if you are, not that I'm condoning drinking while you're working outside in hot weather, but if you're going to, this one would probably be.
It's refreshing.
It is refreshing. It's not too filling. It does have a sweetness and a tartness to it. I like it. I like it, but not as much as the other two. Well, it might be kind of tied with the sympathetic. Or sympathic. Because they're opposite sides of the spectrum. But I like somewhere in the middle. I like the sour, I like the fruit. Where this has the fruit, not so much the sour. And then really not a whole lot else. It sounded like a fucking raptor there.
Yeah. Alright.
Well, you know what's left, right?
I do know what's left.
Okay. No real big burps. Well, for you there is.
Yeah. That was mainly just been the build up.
Yeah. Alright. And our last one is their Flanders Red, which is a Flanders style red ale, which I'm not actually quite sure what that means. It's rocking the 5.9% alcohol at 18 IBUs. I hope this one actually comes out kind of red. It does. Comes out as kind of a red ale. Got some head to it, which is nice for me. Don't know what to predict on this one, really. I did read a little bit on the back. It's a Belgian style ale. Caramel, biscuit malt, minimum hop character, dry wine-like finish. Apparently tart cherry candy. Don't know why, but... Alright. Time to sniff. For me. Distinctively darker.
Oh, yeah. Darker on the nose.
Sour.
Well, this one is, by the way, 5.9% at 18 IBU.
I don't really... Maybe a little bit of like a caramel note. But just dark. Just kind of a darker, sour.
I get like the sour smell, but then it's just kind of overall like dark.
Yeah, just dark.
It's like
Dark smell.
deeper, richer.
Yeah. It does kind of remind me of wine.
Yeah, that is.
They did not lie on the dry wine finish. Well, maybe not dry. Semi
Semi-dry.
just in the middle, kind of dry.
Yeah. Definitely the driest of all so far.
How you feel about it?
My least favorite.
It's the most beery one. It's the one that reminds me the most of beer.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Just in general as beer. Because like the other ones, like
Even the dry hop one had
a seltzery.
yeah, it still had almost surprisingly good. Like I would probably seek that one out.
Yeah. I would seek the goes out again.
This one,
If it was given to me, I wouldn't be disappointed. Like if it was a free beer, like
oh, I mean free beer.
free beer is free beer.
It has to be pretty horrible to turn that away.
Yeah. You have to be a DD to turn that away, essentially. Just a horrible thought on its own.
Yeah. This one, I'm not going to chug it.
I will try. I wouldn't say cherry candy, but it does have that cherry tartness.
Yeah, it's a tart cherry.
Where it's not tart, but it's got a twinge.
And it's all on that aftertaste.
Yeah.
Like, when you drink it, it's like, eh. And then it's a nice rounded cherry. And then, like, to me, that lends itself to, like, just sipping it. Because you get more of that after flavor in it. Focus on the full flavor profile versus just, like, chugging it. If there's no after flavor, the after flavor is the same, doesn't have any benefit to sip it. But
I do get kind of the biscuity on the back end, like how biscuit has that like bready flavor that lingers. I get it kind of in the back just a little bit. I don't get any of the caramel malt, which is probably
Oh, lucky for
might
me.
be to its benefit. I kind of like caramel when it comes to beer, but it's
a
I don't know.
sipper.
Yeah, it's a sipper. It's a one and done. I would think. I don't know if I'd want two of them. I think that's how I might have to baseline off of this on how many of them I'd be willing to drink.
Okay. Well, are you going to chug it in there?
No, I'm gonna sip a little more.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't change much on as you drink it either.
No.
It just kind of stays the same.
Same initial flavor, same.
It's a very I'm trying to think of a different way to say equal beer all the way through. Consistent. It's a very consistent beer. From what you get at the what you get at the beginning is what you get all the way through it.
Yeah.
Which I think if you were to start with something else and then slowly move into this, it might be okay. But this might not be something that I personally would want to
start
my night with. It would have to be starting out with probably between the four of them, it'd probably be starting with the Lindbrook because it's the lightest one. It, for me, did not have much of any flavor besides maybe just a small hint of raspberry. I'd probably go Lindbrook, and then here goes a nothing, and then maybe the syncopathic.
Are you ranking them already?
No, this is just how I would have to progress between.
Progress
in order of how we were of the four drinks.
Well,
that is not exactly how it would. Because yeah.
Well, I'm ready to rank them when you are.
Chuggability, it's there, but not as good as the other ones.
No.
Definitely the burpiest one, though.
For chugging, but if you're sipping it, nothing.
Oh, nothing.
All right.
We're gonna do it from most favorite to least favorite.
Oh. Yeah, most favorite to least favorite.
All right. Most favorite.
Most favorite. Hands down. Most favorite, right here.
Least favorite? Well, not least favorite. Next.
For me.
I think we might.
Oh.
I think I'm going to have to go with.
Well, I mean, that's easy because those two were almost interchangeable for me.
Yeah.
This one has a lot of flavor, but I can see me drinking more of the Lindbrook. And then Flanders Red down here.
Well, with how I drink, I have to go. With how I drink, that's why I put the syncopathic ahead of the Lindbrook. Because I think I could slowly drink more of the syncopathic. I would just get fed up with the Lindbrook because of how little there really is. I like quite a bit of flavor when it comes to my beers. Whereas the Flanders Red, I'm not saying that it's bad, because it's a good beer. But there's something about the evenness for a sour.
Okay.
For me, it's just not.
Okay.
It's not touching any buttons of really anything.
All right, and should like rank them on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm really going to start with the Flanders Red down here. 3.
I'm going to give it a little bit higher because really mine are kind of all in the same. These two are in the same area. These two are close to the same area. I would probably put this at a 4 or 5 because I do like it, but it's just. I think if they took the sour part of it away and just made it an actual, like an Irish red,
Yeah.
I'd be much happier with it.
Okay.
The Lynbrook,
See, I was going to say,
I guess it
Fours.
really, the Lynbrook and the Syncopathic, I'd probably maybe put them at the 5. Well, I might have to go 4 and then 5s. Because they are interchangeable. I just tend to like the Syncopat. 4, 5.5, or 5, 5.5, 6.
I still stand with my 3.
Yeah.
There's just...
That's fine.
There's a gap here of like... No, I'm like, I didn't even want to finish it. It's good, but it's not like... I'm just sipping on it. I'm like...
It's a very whiny...
Yeah.
I feel like the Flanders Red is more of what I would expect from a Berliner Weiss or a farmhouse ale.
Okay.
Something more along those lines. So I think it's just inaccurately labeled. Granted, it might be accurately labeled on how they have brewed it, but I feel like it's just in the flavor profile of a Berliner Weiss or a farmhouse ale.
So what we have 3/4, 5s,
5/5.5 for me, and then 6. So definitely the Here Goes a Nothing was the best of the bunch.
Hands down.
Yeah, and we're irritated at the label on the Lynbrook. At least I am.
See, I don't mind the style of labels.
But when you give me 3 of the other style, and then one that's
when you're
just
doing
off.
a pack, because these are all in one pack, a little consistency is appreciated. I mean, like, they all have the same design, so they have the same design carried through, but I don't know if this was just like a seasonal or a temporary one, but yeah, it stands out because the can's not the same.
And first impressions of the brewery?
I like them.
I like them. I hope they do some more styles rather than sour, or if they do have more styles than the sour and we just didn't see it.
We were in the sour section, which was a rather poor selection. So I do give them compliments for having
4 different styles.
Pack of sours, which is nothing I was expecting to see today.
Oh, it wasn't anything well, it is still a little early for sours. Sours, I noticed, kind of come out either like spring, summer, or summer, fall. They don't really come out in the middle. So I guess we're kind of getting towards the summer or the spring, summer side of things.
Which we're going to have to do more sours then.
Yeah.
All right. I think we got our ring in. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Have a good one.